Yes.
The last time we spoke, we spoke about a number of things.
Yep.
Right. And I really appreciated our talk. I think it was actually well worth it. And you said next time you'll be prepared. But
always have something.
What I must say is the best part of a meeting, to have this meeting, is when you're not prepared, because at least we get to hear the truth,
Yeah,
so to speak. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
It's like the questions just come at you, and then you don't have a lot of thought put into it, right?
Yep.
So what we actually get was your real experiences, right? But we're gonna go back through some of these questions, and hopefully we can elaborate on it some more, right?
Perfect.
And again, the purpose of this meeting, thank you again for joining me, is to have individuals who have worked intimately within the dealership, have that dealership experience, which they want to share with the rest of us, and also how it has impacted both you personally and to those you serve, right? Both our internal customers as well as our external customers, our stakeholders, our shareholders, right? And the impact this has on the society as a whole, and the industry, as a matter of fact. So start off by introducing yourself, years of experience. Let us know exactly how you went through the trenches, and tell us about yourself.
All right. So my name is Devin Luke. I am an automotive.
I'm sorry, your volume is a little bit low. Could you turn it up a little bit, please? Just a little bit.
Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello?
Just.
How do I? Sorry, let me just check here how to do this.
Yeah, go ahead again.
I'm just trying to increase my volume here.
Okay, just
I'm as high as I can go with my volume.
Okay, it's okay. I'll make it happen. No worries. I'll do some editing and try to increase it. But go ahead.
All right. So my name is Devin Luke. I've been in the automotive industry since the mid 2000s, so I'm pushing almost 15 years. Now, I actually started off my career with the Toyota brand, and I started off as a lot attendant, and then moved my way up throughout the dealership into the service section. So as an apprentice, and then a service advisor, detailer, technician, and then parts, and then service manager, and then fixed operations. Now I'm currently selling cars, so I'm in the sales side, and then I'm selling, and was just recently doing financing as well. So as a financial service manager. So I've pretty much done almost everything in the automotive dealership experience.
Okay.
So I have a lot of knowledge through
yes.
all that.
Yes, based on what you just explained, you've seems like you've been all over the dealership, every single positions, well, except accounting, but you're doing finance now. But Devin, 15 years, it's a long time, but
it is.
It does reflect you. You look like, when did you start? Like 15? You started at age 15? You don't look like you've been in the business for 15 years. I mean, you look pretty young.
Late teens, almost hitting 20, and I did it. I got in, and I didn't look back. The automotive is something that this industry is one of the best industries to be in. There's always a demand, and it's always changing.
Okay.
And there's always something for you to do, right? I was a university student, still finished school, but even with my degree, I came back to the automotive. It's something I couldn't leave.
Okay.
Oh, your screen switched there. Is that okay?
Oh, yes, that's okay.
Perfect. So, I was looking at some of the questions we're going to talk about, and one of them I'm seeing here is how the operations have changed.
Right.
right? Since I've been in it, since I started, they have changed. It's more customer centric,
Right.
more than before, because as we both know, there's more competition out there, right? Every year there's a new dealership popping up, and we have to be able to stay on top of it for our shareholders and for our customers,
Okay.
right? So your customer service, everything that's just increasing,
But
right?
you went right into my next question as to how has your operations, well, the operations overall or the industry itself has changed since you started out. Give us a little bit of that history.
So there are more people now. There's more shops out there. So if you're looking from a service perspective, there's a lot
Right.
more automotive shops, right? And
Mhm.
they offer competitive pricing, right? The labor rates have increased. All
Okay.
dealers around, labor rates have gone up. Anywhere from being 100 Canadian now to, or 80, $90 Canadian when I first started, it was $90 the door rate. Now
Right.
dealers are charging 130,
Okay.
right? And that's within 10 years. That's a big increase.
Yeah.
But right now, because of the pandemic, operations have definitely changed a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. We've seen that the pandemic has affected everyone right across the board.
Yeah, because now we have a lot of people working from home.
Okay.
They don't need to get their car service as much. A lot of
Right.
families are actually downsizing the vehicles they have because half of them are actually working from home and don't need the second or third vehicle. And we see that in our sales,
Okay.
right? For me being in sales, I could tell you I'm noticing a lot of people trying to get rid of their vehicles. They're trying to sell them or they're trying to downsize,
Okay.
right? Or they'll get rid of their third car and they'll get a minivan instead, or get
Okay.
rid of two cars and switch over to one.
Mhm.
So that's from a sales perspective. Also, not everybody needs to buy a car. They're using that money for something else. So we
Right.
have to
Right.
try to find a way to bring them in, right? And show them more value. If we could provide them more value, whether it's service or it's in sales, then it'll give them a better reason to come on in.
Well, yes, because at the end of the day, it's all about customer value. What value are you adding to the customer's experience, right? So that is paramount in terms of how dealerships should go about maintaining and increasing their customer retention. But I want to go back a little into you coming up through the ranks, which is commendable, and speak more about your service and parts experience. Tell us a little about that.
Okay, yeah. So moving up through parts, the parts department is one of the greatest departments to work in. It's
Okay. Well, I'm happy that you said that, but continue, because you know my background is directly from parts, but a lot of
your
people
parts,
a lot of people would understand what takes place. That is why I'm doing these series for persons who are intimate within the industry to explain. But please continue.
So I think parts was one of my favorite positions, right? It's you're in charge of all the inventory, everything that comes in, everything that goes out. It's always moving. There's always something different. You're dealing with the front end with front facing customers,
Right.
and then you have the back end with your technicians, and then you have a wholesale section. And our job is important. We have to make sure that we get the right part. You have to have good knowledge about the vehicle. And if
Okay.
you don't, you got to build that knowledge yourself.
Right.
And I did enjoy it a lot. And even from service, moving from service into parts was a lot easier for me. That transition it was easier because you learn it hands-on, and then when you're in parts, you know what all the parts are.
Right.
The parts department, if you have a good wholesale department, that brings in a lot of the money for the dealership.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And you're servicing people within maybe within 50 kilometers from your dealership.
Yes.
Right. You have a lot of little body shops and small mechanic shops. And
yes.
The benefit of that is you're selling genuine parts.
Yes.
You're selling some of the parts that are made exactly for that vehicle. Right.
Yeah.
And depending on your manufacturer, you got a good part system and they have processes in place.
Right.
But that's where those processes only go so far. You have to be able to adapt with your demographic. and for the needs. For example, if I have only vans coming into my place, I'm going to stock a lot of parts for vans,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.